Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Suleiman Ismail, and today we'll be talking about an interesting topic, which is traversing teens to 20. And I have a guest here with me, Abhishek, to have this chat with. Uh, Abhishek, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, welcome third time.
Yeah, third time.
Yeah.
It is a hassle. First time we had an issue of no recording,
Yeah,
then it
stop.
stopped. Yeah, our camera got off for
Second
no
time,
reason.
the audio.
We don't know. Second time was the audio, and Abhishek was so patient to come back to the podcast. Abhishek, thank you. Really appreciate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not a
So
big deal.
Abhishek, let's get down to the
Even I enjoy
question.
the time having just good
Ex-
laugh talking about our things and all.
Exactly. And we're just gonna try as much as possible to get some things out of
Yeah.
you. Also.
Hope it doesn't break this time around. Really
Exactly.
hope.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. So Abhishek, first question. How's the transition between your teen years, basically, from you being this guy, this little guy, than now being in your 20s? How's the transition? What have changed so far?
So we had this conversation like two times earlier, but
Yeah.
it's like it's it's not of a much of a transition. It's like one day you realize and you are 22, 23.
Yeah.
Like it hits you like a train.
Yeah.
One day you will be sitting and realizing, oh man, a lot of time has passed,
Exactly.
and now I have to take charge of my life. So that realization in itself, that you need to take your own decisions now. So that's the main thing that comes to me, being an adult and having this adult life to navigate into.
Exactly.
So that's the main
So
thing.
basically, it's more of like, look, bro, I'm now 20, I'm adult, and it's something that probably you may not really feel it maybe during the time at first. And you just like, okay, I'm now adult, but yeah, some of the things have to change. The way
Yeah.
people approach me, the way I also approach people, the way I deal with people in a lot of scenarios and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm now 22, not 22, 21. Will be 22 very soon. But yeah, for me also it's like that. Just as a transition that look, yesterday I was this guy's basically I was this guy 17 years old, and now I'm 20, and I know I have siblings. The way I behave, I have to change. The way I deal with a lot of scenario, the way I deal with things have to change. So yeah, it's not much of long impression or something that we have
This is
changed. Yeah, it just happened.
Most of the things gradually happen, but we don't realize it
Exactly.
till we sit down and look onto ourselves, maybe reflection, and that makes us realize, oh yeah.
Exactly, that's so true. So Abhishek, one of the things I want to ask is that, so what are some of the lessons that you have learned so far? You have been in your 20s for a while. You are 22 now, right? Yeah, you are 22 now, moving to 23 very soon. Yeah, yeah. So
Not
what are
soon,
some?
though.
Yeah, what are some of the lessons that your 20s have teach you so far?
For me, basically, it was like most changes that came to my personality or I have developed uh, in my adult life after basically in college. Those all come from putting myself in a situation where I'm not comfortable, trying new stuff, just
Yeah.
trying new stuff, going to different clubs, meeting people that you might think cringe.
Exactly.
Okay, that maybe this thing, pottery, art, sports, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Okay, but still
You tried
going
it.
to them, finding maybe I can do this. Maybe I do
Yeah.
enjoy the time. I don't
Exactly.
like the sports. Maybe I do enjoy the company of them. So
Exactly.
these things really made me come out of my shell. Like I was a introverted kind of a
Yeah.
person, but being in a social circle where I had to manage stuff, I had to talk to my seniors, I had to take responsibilities.
Exactly.
They made me
Feel like you have
yeah.
extra superpower.
Yeah, I can do stuff more than I think. Okay.
Exactly.
That gives you a different perspective of yourself
Yeah, that's so
from
true.
other person's view.
Yeah. So I think for me, some of the lessons I think I have learned is probably managing emotion. That's number one. I mean, when we are kid, I mean, we probably have this person that we always run to, right? We always have like this person to run to. Maybe when we having problem, we always like have to speak to our parents about them. Even now, it's not like we don't speak to our parents like that, but yeah, for managing emotion, knowing that look, I do have a siblings. I mean, even though I don't have a siblings, I'm not in a situation that look, I'm a real adult, right? People would definitely treat me equal, right? But we'll not say like, look, bro, we're gonna say you are now young or you are young, like we are not gonna treat you equally or maybe go soft on you. So I think that have been a very good one. Lesson that I have learned. Second lesson I said I have learned is not keeping things on my mind. Basically, learning to forgiveness. I think so. That is one of the biggest thing that I have learned. I tell you, my brother. So why, and also this why it's so important for me to actually go is because it's also impacted the transition for me from being a teenager to this. When I was a teenager, I attended a boarding school, and in that boarding school, I experienced bullying.
Usual boarding school, but just boys bantering.
Exactly. So I experienced bully, and that bulliness, I that person that bullied me, I was like, bro, I will never forgive you. I kept that grudge in my heart for a very, very long time, even when I left the institution, So it was a very long thing that took a very long toll on my entire mental health, because I was like, it does not allow me to forgive, it's left a very, very black stain in my heart. So that was a very thing. But I mean, now that I'm 20, I try as much as possible not to keep things in my heart. If I have any issue with anyone, I just like go to them, bro, I don't like this. Exactly. Let's settle this. I don't want to even think of it. Please. I mean, seriously, I really try as much as possible not to.
Something that happened recently, that you can tell that, the way you have stopped your emotion from drowning.
Oh, I think the way I start is basically saying sorry in most of the time. I mean, look, I'm an international student over here, right? And the way I came from an entire different environment, right? And sometimes I may make some behavior that I feel like it's normal, and people misinterpret them. I think one of the recent event that happened would be like in my room, because it's like for sharing room. So even though we are all Africans but different countries, literally, is for me, I usually like to like turn on videos and sometimes not necessarily use my headset. So and in some cases my roommates are sleeping and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes, and they react some badly, and they try they react
just shut up, man, let me sleep.
exactly. Or one of the most recent event that happened was also like when I tried waking or my friend, I mean my roommate also. I like hit him, and the guy really, really turned red, and like I don't know. It's like the guy was so. I mean,
he's angry, but he knows that
exactly. He turned red, but after that, I allow him. I try as much as possible because I know he's in a state of anger. I mean, for me, I was trying to. It's a good thing because it's time for.
A good thing.
Because it's time for class and all that kind of stuff. I was trying to. Get
up, bro. You gotta
exactly. I mean, for me, it's normal. I feel like, so why will he be, trying to attack me and all that kind of stuff? So, but in a way, I handle it. I try, not to really speak more, like talk back and everything. Then after he finished, I like, look, bro, I'm just trying to wake you up, this and that. So,
that's good, man. You're taking his accountability.
Exactly. So that have at least, because if I should speak back at that moment will be a very long thing. So, or I can decide, look, why did he reacted like that, and I can keep that grudge on my mind, or basically maybe never wake him up again, even though it's
productive for him.
Exactly.
But fine. You understand the situation. He's angry, but he also will be thankful to you that I went to class. I got my attendance on time.
Exactly in that kind of scenario. So I think yeah, that is like the recent one that happened.
I,
There is a lot of them that happen that I do as try as much as possible to get rid of like anything that could happen.
Yeah.
And I try to say sorry in cases that if I know I do wrong, or just to just get it out of my mind entirely. Next thing is that what are some of the reflections that you are, reflecting on your past? What are some of the things that you reflect on? Some events, something that happened so far.
I would say something like most of the reflections come from me. It's like social circle.
Yeah.
That your social circle really shapes the way you're gonna progress in basically in your college life.
Yeah.
The people you surrounded yourself with gonna have a lot of impact. You might think, okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm with a bad boy
Yeah.
or maybe a very outgoing people.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm only going once or twice in a week.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe once or twice in a month.
Yeah.
It will not affect me that much.
Exactly.
But it gradually gets to you. You become, maybe you don't like them as much, but because they are your classmates, you have to go with them in
Exactly.
one or two occasions, right? But still, this will eventually affect you. It can be a good way. For example, me, I was very a person who was always on his own. Doesn't matter. I can close myself in a room for weeks, and it doesn't affect me. Like there have been time like I don't even talk to any person for 3 days, and after 3 days, when I go back to college and I try to speak, my neck hurts. Like I cannot speak because
That's really crazy.
I was just shut up in my room for 3 days. Didn't even call my parents.
Exactly. So basically, what are you trying to say is like, look, we surround ourselves with definitely have some kind of either good or negative impact to our life.
Yeah.
That's generally going to be
You
in
need
future.
to pick them like quite wisely.
Exactly. So it's going to be a mixture of both.
Yeah.
It's like
And you need
mixture,
both.
Yeah, a mixture of good
Really.
front benches and mixture of back benches. So it's like that combination is always really good. And basically handling them. And this leads to the next question is like, so how are you able to manage friends? Seriously, friends, a friend zone. Are you kind of a person that like basically, with your 20s, how many friends are you having? Do you have like a lot of friends? Like the way you have when you were in your teen years, like 15, 16?
Yeah, I can say I have a lot of acquaintance. See, you cannot call everyone your friend.
That's so true.
See, you most of the people you are with are just spoiling you. You don't. You just like in the good times, right? You're playing games, you're going out, partying, and all that.
Yeah.
See, I don't say it's good or bad, but most of your friends, maybe not in the same path that you are. Okay, you might have certain goals that your friends doesn't align with.
Exactly.
They have their own goals, their own challenges. So you need to pick your poison.
Basically, it's up to you to navigate the situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, for example, understand the situation. If you notice that, look, I'm good friend. Look, people do change. I have to also highlight this.
100%,
People
100%.
do change. For example, you may have that good friend. You have like, look, this guy, like we are good with him at the first year. He's this guy that go to study. Is the guy that I think will be my good friend throughout the entire college. Then it comes second year. You probably see him pick up some bad habit.
Yeah.
But you still want to keep the friendship and all that kind of stuff. But you don't want to be involved in that habit. So I think sometimes it's like understanding the situation and be, look, okay, now you are doing this thing. So I'm sorry, we're probably gonna find a way.
Story.
Exactly. Probably gonna find a way to balance the situation. I'm not gonna be seeing you every day the way I do see you previously. I think it's really important, especially in
let
friends.
me tell you a very good story,
Yeah.
a small story. So I joined my college in COVID, right?
Yeah.
So first
COVID batch.
Yeah, COVID batch. So I joined this college group, all the unofficial group of our class.
Yeah.
So first guy I called up. Actually, I joined a little late. So after 15 days, we had our midterm. So I called this guy and like, bro, I haven't studied anything. I joined very late. Can you tell me what they have prepared and all? How should I prepare for my
Exactly.
exams and whatever? He said, No, it doesn't matter, bro. Teachers haven't like finished the syllabus. You don't have to worry that much. Take it chill. Midterms gonna be delayed. Like, okay, fine.
What the
Okay,
heck?
I thought he was a cool guy. I made the decision like, yeah, maybe he's a little studious. He's thinking
exactly.
everything very lightly, and I don't find this thing very easy though.
Easy, yeah.
But I was like, okay, fine. Then I met him in campus when
Physically?
when our campus opened in the third semester. So I was like, cool guy, cool dude. Okay, he has little bit of bad habits. I can see. I just looking at people, I can judge.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the funny part.
Yeah.
Fourth year, we passed out. And he was not there. Like, what happened to that guy?
What happened?
What happened to that guy? My friends told me that he picked up like drugs and shit
Oh.
in second, third year, and he dropped out of campus. Something happened. Police caught him, and he's not finishing his engineering.
Exactly.
I was like,
So,
see, like
exactly. This is a scenario. It's
the first person I call in my campus.
was a guy that end up dropping out.
Yeah,
That's really crazy. That's really wild. That's really life, right? It's like sometimes we have to understand our goal, and probably on the line when we see people actually not really aligning to what we are trying to achieve in life, we're probably just gonna drop them.
yeah. Even while you are on a journey with a good person, they can change their routes.
Exactly.
You need to drop them. Like,
Exactly. That's so true. One of my reflection, I would say, for me is also going back to early transition, is looking at life in a different perspective. So I'm an international student, of course. When I was in Nigeria, of course, the way I look at life is different from now, right? Now I'm more in my 20s, of course. I get to meet people, have a chat about them, and understand their perspective of life. When I was in Nigeria, I would say, okay, I can only understand things that are within my environment, right? I can understand things that I cannot understand the way of life of other people when I never live with them, eat with them, talk with them, and understand the way they are. Right? Then, so that
Gives you the
transition based
perspective of
exactly, it gives you that perspective of look, and that's the reality, right? After learning all that, then you get to try to adjust.
yeah, big part for even though you
Exactly.
are. I'm not from South India, so even for me,
Exactly.
adjusting here, people, food, language,
Exactly.
culture, it's very different.
Exactly, it's like continuous learning. Also, like
Yeah.
you every single day.
Every day
And also,
you're
this
learning,
also
picking up.
remind me about one thing that one of our professors, when I was a teenager, I was in my boarding school. He said that look, learning continues every single day of your life, regardless in classroom or is not in classroom. So our learning in life does not mean that because we are done with university, then learning just stop.
Yeah,
We keep learning on learning about human behavior, like exactly how human does. I mean, seriously, today, we still need to figure out really a lot of stuff, right? Really, we need to figure out a lot of stuff because there is a lot of learning to be done.
Yeah.
The way we think, I mean, everybody is
The way
cool.
we
Exactly,
talk,
because
the way we interpret people,
exactly
how not to.
exactly now we are getting into the corporate
Yeah.
exactly corporate life. You're
Yeah.
gonna work for company, so it's like
How to butter your
exactly
way in.
exactly. So because sometimes, right, the most silliest thing get people to like really
Align with your thoughts, yeah.
no, the most silliest thing get people angry.
Angry.
Yeah, the most silliest
Okay.
thing that you don't think they will get angry at,
Well,
they will really get angry at.
you don't know on what thing you can pull someone nerve, right?
Exactly.
So I think getting people angry is okay. You don't know, but how to de-escalate that situation,
Yeah.
we need to learn that, because learning these things, really talking with people, helped me in my relationships, not just other people, but also my family. Now, the way I talk to my parents is very different from how I used to talk like 2-3 years ago.
Exactly.
Because
So now
I-
it's more like the adult guy,
Yeah.
soft.
Like,
kind.
like soft, they still think me as a child, man. They still don't care. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're too take my words with little bit of weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, one thing I also want to how really important is social life in your 20s. How important it is.
I mean, I said you said like you need both, like
Yeah.
front benches and back benches. Really, like see, front benches are good. They can
When assignments,
not even
Exactly.
assignments. More see, earlier
don't-
it was like that.
You don't want to always be also working. I mean, working out
not
the
I hate
back
bookworms,
benches.
man. I hate bookworms.
Yeah.
And there's a word called rattu tota. People
Yeah.
who can just cram things and vomit on the exam. I
Yeah, yeah.
hate those.
that
Like,
is over.
but I genuinely fascinated with the people who understand things like in a first go. They will understand the whole thing and can tell you in a much easier way. I like, okay, the way he thinks is very different from a person who is like, for me it's very hard to understand a thing,
Yeah,
and like
slow line
I have
kind
to
of
reinterpret that
Exactly.
thing in my own way so I
Exactly.
can learn and write
Exactly.
it, and that's not even the same thing if
Yeah.
I writing it on my in my own words. Okay.
Exactly. That's
So-
not the same thing that the teacher actually would put in the slide.
yeah, we do lose marks for that, but
Exactly.
yeah. So I am very fascinated with that. It's like, okay, yeah, he is not just that bookworm. He knows things, and the way he try to learn things is useful for me. And similarly, people who are
Backbenchers.
not in lot of into academics, they have other perspective. Like, hey, bro, these exams. Okay, sometimes there was a time when I was like very sad about my marks and things, and like, bro, after 1 month the semester gonna end and you will never think about those 2 marks that your teacher didn't give you on that
Exactly.
question. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. You can grow and cry to him, make your own self-respect go down, and he will not give you that mark.
marks.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
That even that perspective helped me quite a lot, and because of other experiences in my other parts of life.
So exactly, basically, the front benchers, will not be giving you those useful advice. But yeah,
But they don't know
Exactly.
how to
They-
overcome with loss.
exactly. They can so exactly they don't probably add salt or whatever the pain basically. Or like backbencher would be like, okay, cool, man. Look, it happens. Just try as much as possible
Yeah.
to improve and all that kind
true,
of stuff.
true.
But yeah, on the topic also, like how important is social life? How important is not just being this douchebomb guy that say, look, I'm just gonna key on education, like, have this lenient part that look after this will happen. How after this and this. I mean, even though life is so much uncertain, but education, you see,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm just gonna be like this corporate guy and I'm like, and how important is having to stay healthy, having to enjoy your life, and in 20s.
I think it was a quote from Chris Williams. If I don't remember his whole name, that you can be over-experienced, over-experienced unemployed 30-year-old, or like having that grind mentality and no experience till you're 30. Okay, have everything that you want by doing work and thing, but not have that social life.
Exactly.
You have to pick your poison.
Exactly.
Okay, either you experience the life at its peak, because after 30 your back's gonna hurt.
Exactly.
You might not have that much
Exactly.
energy. Okay, or after 30 you might not be able to that much energy in something that you really want to grind on.
That's so true.
Okay, so you need to pick your poison. So the
But
thing
how
is,
important is balance though? How
That-
important is balance?
for me,
Like, working hard.
it's like the biggest thing I'm trying to balance right now. Okay, I see. For my mentality is, if you're having fun, do it at fullest. Just forget about the exam you have tomorrow.
Exactly.
And party for an hour. After that, just go on a grind more. Forget everything.
Exactly.
Switch off your phone. Do the work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't
Finish it.
care. Yeah. Finish it. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. doesn't
Don't
matter.
care. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be like, yo, you are this guy that you're just so fixated. Like, I'm just gonna walk. Because to be honest,
You-
it's so true.
you will be-
You have to find balance in order to be, because like a lot of people when you see walking on health, I recently was seeing a reel and all that kind of stuff. Believe me, Abhishek, like one of the greatest things that we as young people cannot mess with is our health. You don't want to mess up. And our 20s is one of the most crucial paid. This is where a lot of us kind of pick up good behavior and stay healthy till whatever years they have to live in life. And this is the moment where a lot of people are getting up, picking up a lot of things like diseases, pick up a lot of things that will eventually kill them when they are some certain years.
Yeah, I do read about these things like microplastics and thing.
Exactly.
Because as we both go to gym, okay, and we constantly monitor our health. Okay?
Exactly.
We are very curious, like very particular about things we eat.
Exactly.
Okay, so how much we sleep, what we put things in our body.
Exactly.
Okay, these things like it doesn't reflect you in a year or two.
Exactly. Today.
After you become like 30 years old, these things start to arise.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
I see people having like death due to natural cause at 50 years.
Yeah.
Just how bad it is.
Exactly. No, I think most of the deaths usually like now we are even having it in a society that a lot of people have this already notion that look, when you reach this years, they expect you to have this sickness. They expect you to start dealing with a lot of sickness. With the reality should not be the same. We do have 80 years old people. Literally, they look so fresh.
Yeah.
When you see them, you see, are you really 80 years old? They really look so healthy and everything. But what begs the question? The question is that those people take care of their life since they were teenagers. It's not a project of 5 years. It's not a project. It's a lifetime project that they have picked up for their life in a very early stage of their life. But yeah, also not like saying that look, even though you think you are in your 30s, 40s, you cannot really improve or basically pick up some new habit, even though you are not able to do that. But yeah, really taking that first step of incorporating those good habits in your thing will probably help you.
Much easier to maintain that instead of trying from like if you are recovering from any disease.
Exactly. Seriously, I mean, health is one of the most important thing that we don't actually deal with. One of the things also I said, because I wanted to talk about as 20 years old, you are now feeling independent. You are now a person that your parent would be less controlling you in a lot of things. You are now a person who will live independently. How do you deal with loneliness? How do you deal with loneliness when it is? I do understand sometimes we do say that we are introvert, but the reality is that we need people.
Yeah.
We need people.
Yeah, humans are social creatures. Man.
Exactly. We are social.
Social validation.
Exactly.
That we have people around us.
Exactly. We need that. How do you deal with that?
Let's just say I'm a popular loner.
Yeah. Seriously.
For me, it's like there's a term like ambivert. You might have heard it.
No, what?
It's like introverts or extroverts, they can just switch themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like you know that you are introvert, you like to talk to people and all like that. But there is some mood that some days you don't want to talk to anyone. Like that kind of
It's not even the mood. Like, see, if you go and here, you see me talking with everyone, whole class, right? You think I'm a quite extroverted person, right? But go and talk to my BTech roommates.
Yeah.
They will tell you, you're the biggest introverted person I have ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
You can they will be like, okay, my friend came up in the morning. He saw me in the desk doing something. I said, hey, what's going on? Just having breakfast and all.
Exactly.
He went out. He came back in the evening. I'm still sitting there after 7 hours, rotting on my table and not even did my lunch and all. I was like, hey, you're still sitting there. It's Sunday. Just go out and do anything. I was like, no, man, I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah. I like my own company. Exactly. So one more thing that it's like you need to like get away from loneliness and little be into solitude. Like I am fulfilled with myself. I don't need someone's presence every time. Okay. Validation. Like there are a lot of people. Like there was my friend who was not like he was good in studies, but he need other people like perspective. How much you have studied? Okay, can you tell me in this? Right. Like he is not confident on his own. Like I'm confident on my own. I don't care about how much people have studied and all.
That's so true.
That things develop in such a way that you are good at being yourself alone.
Yeah.
Then-
So I think still on the loneliness thing, look, it's so important. We need people, of course. But definitely sometimes, no matter how we feel like so much self-content with ourselves, we want sometimes to have that social life. We want some validation. Look,
This is a
to be honest,
big
to be
reason.
honest, right? We as human beings, we are architectured, we are basically designed to
Yeah,
seek
social people.
validation. That's it. We may think that we don't really need validation, or we don't think that we are self-content with whatever we are doing, but the reality is so far from that, right? We need validation even from our parents, we need validation
Yeah,
even from
true,
our
true,
friend. And when we look at what is going on in this life, we see most of the time we are chasing validation from the social media post, the like, the everything
Yeah,
is
man.
that
I
validation.
hate that.
But yeah, it's also important also to find a balance, the whole, loneliness. First, you mentioned it's self-control, of course. There's a psychological thing. Not everybody probably
Yeah.
can know that.
Few
You have
people
to
are just-
understand look, you have to be independent as a 20 years old. When you are in teen, basically you are dependent on your parent, you are dependent on the entire people behind you. You emotional support everybody is giving you, but now no freaking person will give you that. You have to leave. No one cares about your emotion. That's one of the things that people deal with, and that's where the loneliness came in. For example, if you are a 9 to 5 worker and you are living far away from your home, like Bangalore, and your parents are in some states,
See,
it's so lonely, bro.
no, listen, it's good. Sometime you need. There are, even for me, there have been times for months where I only talk to like 3-4 people, and like we have those seasons of life where you are not talking to people and just grinding. For those kind of people, okay, it's best. I have experienced myself, like even in 2-3 aspects, like even if it's like what gym or all, even on my work, I tend to work a lot on the times where I'm not socializing. Like there are like I when I look for my 2024, okay, there have been like 6 months. I just partied, had a lot of fun, lot of experience, but there will be a 6-month period where like I don't go out.
Yeah.
I just studied, gym, sleep. That's all.
So
This was not like
you're more of like a seasonal person. This season I'm gonna do all of this. I like this only.
No,
And
it's not even a judgment. The season thing is like judgmental. If that things come on its own, okay,
Yeah.
you will not be even forced. Okay, this
Exactly.
month I need to get one more month, and I'll be free. After that, I can party. No. I like that thing was such a push on its own. I didn't even felt it till I was writing how was my 2024 look like. Okay,
Exactly. So I want to also talk about this. You have had some corporate life.
yeah.
You have been in corporate life. How was
le-
corporate life as a 20 years? Then you be like 21, right? 22?
yeah,
21.
21.
20, 21. How's corporate life during that? Still on the mental aspect of it, the loneliness. How was it? How were you managing things?
Most
that
of
would be like the
my
first
corporate thing.
Exactly. That would be first time, like, you have to answer to this guy and not your parents,
See,
How was
most
it?
of the things that happened in my corporate life was online.
Oh,
Okay.
it was virtual.
Yeah, it works from home.
But still you be
only
having
thing
a
I
boss.
need is like logging into the meetings, get the things
Yes,
what
sir.
I have to do from my team lead
Yeah.
and function lead.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm working on it, and most of the people don't know when you join in as a bachelor student, right? You don't have that much work in the beginning.
Well,
They will teach you. They will tell you to just go and read Java. Okay, what have you read? I have read object-oriented programming today,
You start
and like
pushing
just fake it. You might already know this thing. And, like it was much easier after a month when they start to give you work. You have to answer the things, why things have been like, how much progress have you done,
Yeah, exactly.
what thing are you working on. So I would say people who are like getting into bigger companies, there's not a lot of pressure in the beginning
Yeah.
until you have been given appointed a lot of work. Okay, But I feel like as an tech student, they will think that you know already. You have that experience of working on a project itself. They will,
Yes.
and maybe if you're working in any startup, they expect you
Yeah.
having prior information.
Startup are naturally going to be demanding. Of course, they expect you to, because they are still in the phase of probably building their product. You know,
they are,
it's
most of the startup are still figuring out how the things
exactly,
work and all.
exactly. So they are still in the phase of course, they do expect you when they are full. We are fully a company. Probably they will expect you to be just having knowledge for maintenance. Probably most of the time just maintaining and just replicating, or if they are not, they are a full company now, they probably have already built a lot of systems. They just need you to learn how the system work and probably keep operating them, and a little bit of upgrading now and
In
then.
startup, you have quite a lot of flexibility to because they have a goal and they also don't know how to reach to that. So you can approach a single thing in multiple ways. And but if you join a pre-existing company, they will teach you how all the things are done.
Yeah,
They
you
will,
can't do anything.
Yeah, they will
Sorry.
not. They will not let you work on a major project like till 4 or 5 months.
Oh.
They will give you some. They will probably start with you some demo projects and all in the second month, but it's much easier as a junior intern.
Exactly.
But if you are getting appointed as a software developer, yeah, you need to take those teams, Google, Microsoft Team meeting. So please don't sleep.
Yeah.
If you are having that work from home things.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I don't suggest anyone to have that work from home jobs from America and all. If the pay is good and you are a night person, you can. But I will not suggest anyone because most of my friends who try to do it, they are suffering, man. Their health is deteriorated.
Exactly.
But a few of my friends, like girls, they have that tendency of using phone till 3 and 4. And one of my friends is working in a company which is an American company. So she have that American time zone.
Exactly. You have to connect with those people over there.
She starts working in the evening and sleeps in till afternoon.
Exactly.
But she's fine with it, and the pay is good enough that she don't also work. She is at home, so your expenses are quite less.
Okay, get back to the mental aspect of things. Abhishek, I want to ask you, right? What are some of the breakup or basically heartbroken system?
Out of the way, standard.
Exactly, heartbroken situation that you have to walk out of. Some heartful experience so far since being a full-grown adult, and situations that you probably have to walk out of. Maybe a walk out of from people's life. Not necessarily have to be. It can be friend zones or something. But yeah, you just.
I would like to get your perspective first.
Okay, my perspective of walking out of someone's. I have not really much, but it's this one situation, right? So I do have a friend. Yeah.
Friend.
Yeah. She's a lady actually.
Of course you are not gay, bro. Come on.
So okay, yeah. My perspective of this, like when I was also I was 20, and sometimes we do over glamorize things and think that look, this will happen my way or something like that, right? And I met a lady.
Bro is blushing.
So actually, I actually met a lady. We met at. I took my sister to her medical school, basically entrance exam, and we met there. We literally, it's such a crazy scenario. I'll tell you. I wouldn't tell us full story, right? Yeah. So after meeting the lady, we have a few chat. Believe me or not, that was the first person that I got a full. I mean, yeah.
You had that butterflies.
Kind of. That was like. I would say she's not the first, but like.
Okay, give you the butterflies.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the first person that I feel so confident of asking someone's a girl number. I did ask for her number and we exchanged. And fun fact is that after exactly maybe less than 5 minutes, my phone died. It's crazy. Luckily for me, I actually saved the number. But the whole entire discussion that we had with this girl and collecting her number was less than 5 minutes.
Hmm.
It was a chat. I have a chat and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what pushed me. I don't know why did I collect it. I just collected. I don't know.
Ah,
Yeah, we did have connection.
sometimes your heart
then-
just go it.
then
What's the
what
worst can
happened-
happen?
So after my phone died, we couldn't continue talking because my sister was having some issues. She had to figure out how hot. So I have to go with my sister. Yeah, I went with my sister, figured out how fall and all that kind of stuff. When my phone came back to life again, I start chatting with the person. How are you? That's boring stuff.
Yeah, how sure what you doing today?
Yeah, cut off the story. Look, before I came to India, I was like, look, maybe love stories and all that kind of stuff. That look, probably we're gonna come back, get married. Thinking of things how I have
Cooking stuff in your
Exactly,
brain.
exactly, cooking stuff on my brain. But the reality is that when I reached here, I realized that look, I'm just acting like a stupid.
Yeah.
The reality is that first, I'm overthinking. I don't want my happiness to be dependent on her. So I tend, because I would say, like,
Good
to be honest,
realization,
she'll be like a proper like boyfriend girlfriend scenario thing. So it happens that I'm feeling tendency of expecting her to respond on time. I probably also will be expecting things from me. Then I was also thinking of the financial part. Not really much.
Yeah.
I'm a student.
Yeah.
I'm getting money from my parents. I have no job. Here there is no any job opportunity. In terms of for the international student to work or anything, I'm earning, and I don't want to put her in a difficult situation. Difficult situation in terms of, look, of course she's gonna be subscribing to data, and even if she did not say it, as a man, I think I should be in charge. I should be sending her money. Why the hell?
Okay.
Exactly. Sending her money. No, since it's gonna be a long time distance situation, right?
It's
I mean, she's in Nigeria. I'm here.
controversial thing, but okay.
Exactly. So probably send her, get her. I mean, subscribe. Subscribe.
gifts and things.
Exactly. On occasion. But still, I'm a student. I'm fully dependent on my
Okay. You're going a little too far. but,
Exactly. Yeah.
you're thinking as a man.
Yeah. So
Okay, that's the thing. When this is like two different things. Like you told like about your story. First, when you are a boy, you just want someone's attention.
exactly.
Okay, you
That's so
were
true.
craving her
Yeah.
because that's might be the only person who talked with you in that way,
Exactly.
and it
Probably, yeah.
make you feel little special.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the craving of wanting someone's attention and having that. Also, the feeling of providing her. Okay, I want to provide. And that's the man part of you
Exactly,
saying,
exactly.
bro, you
Bro,
are not capable of providing her. Okay,
yeah.
you are not in a situation where you can let her emotions or her feelings affect your daily life.
Exactly, because
Okay.
I do have like goals. I have siblings, I have family.
Yeah.
Fully dependent on my parent. Bro worked hard to get me up to here. Then I just try to mess up my days because of someone.
Yeah.
Not replying to my texts or something. It was a hard thing. Just like, I'm really sorry. And I was having this like all this glamorizing of things that look, I'm gonna finish up my BTech. I'm gonna come back. Get married or all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's good, man.
Exactly. But reality,
The thought of it is very good.
exactly.
But-
The reality was so, when I reached, I'd be like, no way, bro, we're gonna waste her life, bro. You were so dumb. The reality. And to be honest, I'm someone that really respect ladies. I do have.
You don't want to waste
exactly,
her time,
I
her
do,
effort. Yeah, just wait.
Exactly. I do have sisters who I think I will protect them with my life. I will protect them with my life. I definitely will not allow anyone to mess with them. Right. And for me to play a lady, to probably just ask her to wait for some certain scenario. The reality was, if we still date today, I have already broke the promise because I was not even having a plan to do a master's.
Oh,
And now
Yeah.
I'm doing masters. But I told her, right, in our first agreement, like, look, I'm just gonna do my BTech. come back and everything. But the reality is that I can't just go back. I have to think of my future. Can I just abandon?
future is too uncertain.
Exactly. So
To
can I
promise someone
exactly? Can I just abandon? If I should just abandon all my goals just to go with you, I'm literally. How am I gonna feed you? You don't. What the hell?
Bro, you're taking this thing a little too far.
Exactly.
But
So,
see,
I mean,
your
that-
mind is at the right point. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, that's the situations that I went through. But one of the main important formulas I actually developed in all of this, to be honest, I would say I'm the one that kind of back down.
Okay.
I'm the one that kind of say, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to be very deep situation. Let's end it. It's hard. It hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard because definitely it's not a situation. And to be honest, to make things worse, I did not really even get the courage to even say that to her. No, it's a situation where I first blocked her. Really, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You probably may be listening to this. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I couldn't gather the courage to basically tell her this.
Okay. See, I think with telling and putting your things out that maybe things not work out this way. Okay, the things we are planning are a lot uncertain for a person of your life.
Exactly.
Very uncertain. We don't know where we're gonna be after 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know for sure. You don't know you're gonna go back or maybe work here or maybe which country.
Exactly.
It's too uncertain to promise someone's life. And that's the biggest thing that kids these days don't understand.
Exactly.
They get into a relationship in the first year of the college and we're gonna spend all life. There's some people, few of these students, man, they spend 3 years and after that they realize, oh man, I just spend most of my time just sitting around vibing and having fun with my girlfriend.
Around one person, you just
their whole personality is like that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say.
Exactly.
But
so one of the biggest formula I did develop I spoke to my look, Suleiman, any person that probably end up marrying or you have so much of things that are uncertain into that, you either going to hurt the person or you hurt yourself or you basically hurt each other. I don't know. I don't know how hard she is. I mean, because my decision, look, I'm really sorry. I don't want to waste your life. Really, that was one of I'm a person that people will say no to. Literally, I had someone
you could have been a
tell me
worst
that
guy.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Exactly.
It's you could have been a worst guy and just let her hang. You could have just gave her fake promises.
Exactly.
I know people are like this. Don't bullshit me.
Exactly.
I know people who have a girlfriend in their hometown and they are just keeping them as a side chick.
Exactly.
Okay, and you coming out and telling her maybe little late or after you came
Would
to a
definitely
realization.
destroy her.
Yeah, but see, it will not waste her time. You could have wasted her a lot time.
But to be honest, when we officially made it, it's just few months. So it's not very depth relations.
That is fine.
So it was not at the depth when I
I'm
made
not
those
saying
realization.
as a young guy you should not date or something. I have friends who have 8-year-old relationships. They have been dating from school. Okay, and I thought that was childish, but there will be time. There will be once in a while that black cat event in your life when you find a perfect girl. Okay, she is smart enough, but she has that vibe that you feel it. There are few people who just click with you, right? You know that it's this person. I like her attention. I want you have that inner feeling, right? That I want to provide to her. Maybe not today, but I want to keep her for the rest of my life. I would say just go for it.
Exactly, but you have so much uncertainty.
But don't
I think one of the
like
problem, yeah, exactly. One of the
drown in that thing. Nah. You want her attention. Most of the guys here is just want attention. Most of those guys just want that someone to
Exactly,
just
to
hold her
validate
hand.
things and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly, the validation, that
Exactly.
social validation of
Exactly.
having a girlfriend, man.
Girlfriend,
That's
exactly.
such an entitlement.
It's crazy, you know. I mean, I don't really want to talk about, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know why I'm sharing, but yeah, it's really good. I think that was like really a little heartbreak, but it's a tough decision also that I have made so far since being a 20 years old. You know, pulling back from that. You know, look, sometimes also I say the biggest love that you can actually have to people is realizing that you are probably not good for each other, and just like, look, I'm sorry. I wish you all the best and all, and also all of this. You know, onto this, I do have friends. I do have like a stories of people actually 10 years relationship and actually breaking up after 10 years. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Literally 10 years. 10 years relations
Irreparable,
and
man.
actually are just breaking up. So I think that those are things that a lot of things that we have to face as 20 years old.
See, if you are breaking up
20 out,
after
20.
10 years, it's not like this one thing event. Okay. There will
gonna
be
destroy-
things that would have happened a year, two ago that you kept ignoring. I just don't find people like after, I think, the relationship itself, after 2 years, when the things become boring, that honeymoon phase of you
Yeah.
do,
It's over.
It's over. And then you start to realize, okay, now you have a life. You need to
Get job. You
get
need,
job.
you need to take care of the people
Yeah,
who are
you both have lives.
the first people in your life, which is
Yeah,
your
you have
family.
family. Like
Exactly.
how this thing's gonna work out?
You can't just ignore your goals because of one person. You know, you can just ignore your
Yeah,
goals
a
because
lot of people do,
Exactly,
man. It
exactly.
can be addiction too. It can be your girlfriend, boyfriend.
Exactly. But I think one of the realities that also look, I mean, you may do have them and all that kind of stuff, but having an understanding person, maybe if you could really explain to them, look, I'm in a situation of uncertainty, right? I'm in a very deep situation of uncertainty. How are we gonna manage this? If something probably someone that do really understand that and probably willing to involve your parent, because one of the things I try to do even after I said I'm sorry and all that kind of stuff, I really went back and I'd be like, please, look, I want to involve my parents. I want my parents to be involved because look, for me to also look, it's cringe. It's cringe for my parents.
No,
My
I
parent- but
totally
my-
understand
exactly,
that. But I'm just thinking of on my parents, they will kill me.
no, they won't kill me. I mean, my parents, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they will react
yeah.
because they know that I do have a goal. But still, when I do explain to them on a certain level, like, look, this is happening, just do background check and all that kind of stuff, they probably will understand and accept it. When I probably get the parents involved, and it's gonna be like kind of little official, but even though we're just gonna be into that, but
Yeah.
so that would be like just sudden breakup and all that kind of
Correct,
stuff. But still, we are young. We can also the marriage and all that kind of stuff are really really a crucial decision of our life. So you can't just go and make stupid decisions and think that because we think this girl is good for me and this guy is good for me.
I really like that thought of you, like, because
That's so
every
true.
time you're talking about this relationship, you're thinking in a long way, right?
Exactly.
You are dating for a life partner,
Exactly.
not just time pass.
Exactly.
Okay, and most of the guys or girls, okay, no one here is like,
Yes, I wanna date.
yes, it's like don't bullshit me. Even
Exact-
girls do that. Okay?
exactly.
It's like they just dated for the fun of it.
Exactly.
It's like,
You are ruining people's life.
yeah, it's like they don't even think about the future. But sometimes you don't need to. I don't blame anyone. Okay, but it's like there are few people who are like you. They think about the future. They have that commitment. Okay.
I just don't know gonna wanna play with your life. and all that kind of stuff.
We respect each other's feeling and all. And there are few people like, for me, it's very hard. I don't really talking. I don't care about anyone except my family. Like friends go and come.
Exactly.
Girls come and go. It's like
Exactly.
everyday thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's very hard to commit I'm not saying okay. Just okay, I have commitment issue.
Exactly.
Hell, I have seen a lot.
I see. I got you. I got you. Abhishek had a commitment issue. But yeah, caught up that, I want to say last thing I want to ask you, Abhishek. What do you see yourself in the next few years? Do you see yourself in being a corporate guy, or do you see yourself,
No,
being
man.
this
Earlier
guy?
we were just today. Earlier we were having this conversation.
Exactly.
We cannot have those 9 to 5 jobs till 40-year-old. I just don't see
Exactly.
myself doing this.
Exactly.
Okay, I see working. Fine, I can work
For
if
few
I.
years.
No, like few years. I can work 12 hours at 40 years old. No, but the
but you
thing
want
I'm working
flexibility.
on, yeah, the thing I'm working on
Passion.
needs to be coming from the inside. Like I need to be rooted for it. I'm having that administrative thing. I'm managing thing. I'm making something new.
Exactly.
Or
Creative. You
yeah,
are a creative
yeah,
person.
the things I want. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm a creative person. I cannot
We don't want to just
code.
exactly working on a company that they have some really stinky
Yeah,
logo. A lot of things are messed up, and you just,
See,
you'll be like,
if someone gives me this task and I have to fulfill it in this constraints, in this time constraint and this thing, I cannot do this. That's like slavery.
Exactly.
Okay, just better version of a slavery.
exactly.
I cannot
It's
do
like
that.
it's like you want like a lot of flexibility,
I
and
want
seriously,
that life flexibility also, like at certain point, maybe after 35, I want that thing be automated. If I'm not working, there should be a team. There should be people who I can manage
Exactly.
and maybe take leaves for 6 months. I see people,
Exactly.
I see like even a lot of older people in my family who are like who cannot attend marriage and all
Exactly.
because they have
They're so
their
busy.
or maybe they have own job that don't let them
do.
that take that schedule out of their work.
Yeah.
So
Which is really hurtful because
Yeah.
exactly, family, marriage, and all that kind of, this is one of really important really
it's just
events.
imagine us like in like there have been so many marriages and I am not able to attend those because of the college. Like I am just stuck in this jail.
Exactly.
Like you are in the same situation if you get a corporate job. Yeah, in
Exactly.
corporate they will let you have leaves and all,
But still limited.
Yeah,
Limited, of
limited. You don't have that. You don't want that limitation, and so
Flexibility is
yeah.
really important and all that kind of stuff. It's a really good chat, Abhishek, reflecting on 20, talking about also deeper stuff, stories of our life, some of our experience, Abhishek. This is our third time recording this podcast. It's such an amazing one to have. Abhishek, thank you for coming on the podcast, and make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.